3, 2, 1, go! Hello and welcome. Today we're going a little further. It's day 214, so we're going 21.4 kilometers. Today I wanted to talk about marathon. These last few days we've been talking a lot about the half marathon, which is a fantastic distance that most people can actually train for and achieve. And then there's the full marathon, and that's a very different story. People can still train for it, and still I would say that with dedication most people can actually achieve it, but the full marathon is something very different in my opinion. Half a marathon is more or less 2 10Ks, and that's pretty easy to achieve with some dedication and training. But something different happens when you try to go for the full marathon. A full marathon is not just 2 half marathons. It's a lot more than that, in my opinion. I have run 4 full marathons in my life, all of them in 2012 and 13. So a long time ago now, and the marathon is just in the horizon for me. I'm going back to the Copenhagen Marathon this year. It's a whole other beast and needs a lot more preparation and a lot more dedication. While you may be able to complete half a marathon on will and a bit of training, the full marathon certainly needs dedication and a lot of training. The 4 times I've been running, I haven't been well prepared for how long the marathon actually is. Now I'm not trying to persuade anyone to drop a marathon, because it's also a great accomplishment, and once completed you'll be proud like you've never been before. I did my first marathon in May 2012, so almost 14 years ago, and I was feeling pretty prepared, but when I look at my effort now, I can see that I hadn't put many kilometers into my legs. I felt good and I did complete it. I had a goal of completing in less than 4 hours, and I completed in 4:06, and I was very happy that I just got to the finish line at all. I had been working very hard and I felt that 4:06 was a good time. One thing I remember especially is that when I hit 35 kilometers, someone in the audience shouted, "Only 7 more to go!" And I was like, 7 more to go? Are you insane? That's a lot of kilometers. I was very tired at 35 kilometers, and back then 7 kilometers was a pretty decent run for me. I would normally not run much more when I trained. I had long runs of course, but I didn't know as much about running far as I do today. So for me 7 kilometers was a very long distance, and that comment, I remember, almost broke me, because I was like, I'm never going to make another 7 kilometers. But I did it, and it felt good. I was tired, my legs were hurting, but I completed, and that was the main goal. My next marathon was in September the same year, 2012, and it was on a little Danish island called Samsø. It was a very small marathon. It was actually my sister-in-law who wanted to go, and she said, "Lars, come on, we'll do it together." And I agreed, but it was such a hot day, and then it was very hilly in the start, and as you can see, I'm used to flat. Also back then I simply got so destroyed on that marathon, because 1, you have the hills, 2, it's a very warm day, and then 3, there weren't many participants or audience. So that meant that I had a stretch of almost 5 kilometers where I didn't see a single person, because the field was so spread out and there were no people cheering me on and so on. So I really struggled with that one as well. I completed that marathon as well in 4 hours and 9 minutes. So I was actually very happy about that. I was like, okay, I understand why I'm not under 4 hours on this one, because it was very hard. I was hot, I was tired, and only very few places where people cheering for you. So that gets me to my third marathon, which again was the Copenhagen Marathon. And I just want to say that the Copenhagen Marathon is a great experience, and I'm really looking forward to doing it this year. But that was in May 2013, and it was a rather cold day. It was a rainy day. I was expecting it to be a bit warmer. So now we have the opposite problem of Samsø, where it was too hot. Now all of a sudden it was too cold, and I was freezing, and I gave it all I had, and I had been training more for this one. I was really hoping for that sub 4 hour marathon, and I ran and I ran and I ran and I ran, and I could see I was close, and then I crossed the finish line and I was spent. I mean, I was really spent. I had nothing left in me, and the time 4 hours and 47 seconds. I was devastated. When you've been spending that much energy and you're cold and everything is aching, your entire body is hurting, and then being that close to the goal, I simply broke down and cried. I mean, normally I'm not very sensitive to things like that. I'm not very competitive, but I had nothing left, and I just cried because I didn't make that 4 hour run. Looking back, I can understand why I felt the need to cry, but yeah, it wasn't really that important to me. But at that moment, my world was ruined. So that was a very tough call. And that brings us to my final marathon, which was in August or September, I can't remember, but later that same year. And that was in Odense, the Hans Christian Andersen Marathon. And finally, I made it. I had prepared a lot for that marathon. I had really been training. It was 2 loops of half a marathon, so you had the same route twice. It was a beautiful day, and my wife and I had driven down to Odense the day before and stayed at a hotel and had some good food the night before. And then I ran with much more confidence. I really enjoyed that race because I remember having much more energy, and the last few kilometers I actually increased my pace, which was just a good feeling. It felt great, and I reached the goal line, and I actually made it in 3 hours and 47 minutes. So I finally got my sub 4 hour marathon, and I was very excited, and it just, everything clicked that day. I made it after 4 attempts, and I just want to say, if you do try a marathon and you fail, don't be discouraged, because it is a hard run. It is a difficult achievement, and it's not the same as running 2 half marathons. Even though distance-wise, I know the logic is kind of weird, but it's just a lot harder. As I said, 2 10Ks is almost half a marathon, but 2 half marathons is not the same as a full marathon. Yeah, there's something exponential going on that makes it a lot harder. But those were my marathons. I guess a lot of you have been running marathons too. I'd love to hear your stories or your PRs. Some people can really run, and others will just do it for the experience and enjoy those 42 kilometers. I'm very much looking forward to running a full marathon again, but it's not going to be fast. it's going to be nice and easy. I hope that I can maintain an average speed of 6 minutes per kilometers, which will give me about 4 hours and 10 to 15 minutes. That would be perfect for me. But I did get a ticket to the Copenhagen Marathon, so we'll see in May how it goes. And then in May we're at about 33 kilometers on the day of the marathon. So I'm actually adding another 9 to the run that day. But I really wanted to join the Copenhagen full marathon. So I've decided that even though it's 9 kilometers more, if I take it nice and slow, that should be doable. But it'll be interesting getting up Monday morning running 33 point something after running a full marathon the day before. But that's how it is. We'll just have to see how it goes. And then in August, that's when the full marathon comes into play every single day. That's so far into the future that I'm not even worrying about it right now. Just like half a marathon every day seems ludicrous to me 1 year ago. One full marathon each day still seems ludicrous. And I'm taking the approach of not thinking too much about it and see what happens. We got this far without any real concerns, so I'm sure we'll get all the way to the marathon as well. So those were my marathon experiences. I haven't run a marathon since, and I'm really looking forward to doing it again in May. Now I really hope that I will have 80 new marathon stories by the end of the year. But for now we're just focusing on Copenhagen Marathon in 2026. And now we're almost home again. 21.25 kilometers now, so another, what, 150 meters more. It was a very pleasant run today. I took it nice and slow, which is always a good idea. I took it a bit faster yesterday, so I thought it would be appropriate to just take it easy today. But I hope you all have a wonderful Wednesday, and then I'll see you tomorrow for 21.5 kilometers. Thanks for watching, thanks for all your comments, and bye. And that's it, 21.4 kilometers.